Hi, April Dunn with Quantum Dragonfly. If you'd like to reach out with me, all the links are in the description below. Let's have a chat about meeting people where they are. Whenever you're crossing somebody's path, try to keep in mind you don't know where they were before you. And sometimes people just come at you in ways that you're like, whoa, what did I do? And it probably wasn't you. You don't know what happened to them before they ever got to you. It could have been the kids, it could have been traffic, it could have been the grocery store, it could have been work. They just had a bad day, they're having an off day, they got up wrong, they didn't sleep last night. It's always hard to say what it is that set them off. But take a step back before you react and kind of try to put yourself where they are, because you can actually be the one that makes a difference. And you can be the one that steps outside of yourself. And instead of reacting to whatever the wound is or the trigger is that's coming out of them right there, you can step out and meet them where they're at and find out, hey, you okay? Is everything all right? Instead of being someone who catalyzes them and actually pushes them further, you can be the one that actually kind of smooths things a little bit. Because if we're not meeting each other in love, and I want you to really think about this, if we're not meeting each other in love, then we're not helping each other. If everything in this world came from love, and I know this sounds kind of goofy, but stop and think about that for a second. If everything that we did, if everybody that we reacted to in the world, if it came from some place inside of us that came from love, what would that look like? What would that really look like? If we gave people grace for just a minute, what would that look like? There'd be a lot less hurt feelings, a lot less arguments, a lot less challenges. Think about how much of a difference that would make in your life if somebody gave you grace, if they just gave you a little bit of space and came at you from love. And I don't mean, love. I'm not talking about a creepy thing or anything like that. I'm talking about just from the heart, from a caring perspective. If they just stepped outside of that, I don't want to be near you, I don't want to be around you, I don't want to see you, I don't want to, people who, that defensive posture that we all kind of have with each other nowadays. If people could just step outside of that and come from love and look at everybody else as the same human being that we all are, because let's face it, we are all trapped on this planet with each other. We're all in this together. We're all born. We all die. We all have to live a life together. So if we all looked at each other as human beings that are here to share space with each other, and we just met each other for a moment as a fellow human being, going through the same kind of trials, the same kind of problems, and we stopped and we thought, man, you know what, I had a really rough day yesterday. Maybe they're having the same kind of day that I had. And we stopped, hey, you all right? You doing okay? And stop and give that moment. Say, man, my kids were just, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to come off like that. My kids were just all over me this morning. Everybody needed something, and I've just been running ever since I left the house, and it seems like everything's going wrong. Just, man, I'm really sorry to hear that. I know it sucks when my day starts like that. Just a little bit of compassion. I hope your day gets better. I really do. And just meet that person where they're at. And man, my wife snapped at me this morning, and I know she didn't mean to, but man, it just set me on edge. And I spilled my coffee in the truck, and my boss called me and just kind of ripped me. And man, that sucks. I hate it when somebody starts my day like that. God, I hope your day gets better. Just give somebody that moment of your time where you actually identify with where they're at in that space, because you've been there. I've been there. We've all been there. It's important to meet people where they are. It shows that we're human too. It shows that we've been in that spot, because you don't know what their day looks like, and you don't know if they're at the end of their rope on this day. Maybe this is the day that they just can't take another thing. Maybe this is the day that they're just having trouble looking in the mirror and loving themselves. Maybe this is the day that they need somebody to say, it's going to be okay. Hey, you know what? It's going to be all right. Tomorrow's going to be better. This afternoon's going to be better. So meeting people where they are is so important. It's so important to give that love, to give that grace. And I know that sometimes it's really hard, especially if we're the one that's struggling and having a bad day, and then somebody comes along and they're piling on to us on top of it. But I think it's even more important at that point, too, to stop and say, wow, I can identify with what they're going through right now because I'm going through it too. And it kind of is a little bit of a wake up call to stop and step outside of ourselves and realize, oh, wow, this person's having a rough time too. It's not just me. It gives you a little bit more to identify with, a little bit more to be able to step into their shoes and say, I'm not the only one having a struggle here. We're all going through this. Everybody's going through this. Because right now, a lot of us are going through this. We aren't the only ones. It's our neighbor, it's our friend, it's our cousin, it's our parents, it's our kids. Everybody's struggling right now. This is not a one person, two person, 10 person. This isn't one country, another country. This is a very common human condition right now for people to struggle through. People are scared. The world is in unrest. There's a lot of different factors going on globally that are leading to this. And then you get into the daily struggle of trying to put food on the table, trying to maintain your job, deal with your boss, whatever that looks like for you. Everybody's different, of course. But we all have very common, similar things. And when you step into that and you realize the person right next to you is going through the same stuff that you're going through, it makes you realize we literally are just human beings all on this planet together. We're all experiencing these things together. And so if I can give this person a little boost and a little kindness and a little generosity and understand where they're at for just a minute, and it gives them that extra oomph that they need to get to the next moment, to the next hour, to the rest of their day, that comes back around to me too. And then it comes back around to them, because when I do that for them and then they run into the person that's struggling later on, they stop and think to themselves the same thing. Oh, wow, that person this morning said, maybe this person's struggling too. And before you know it, they give that person they smile at them. They're like, wow, hey, you know what? It's going to be okay. And they kind of pass that along too. And it's just that reciprocation of that love, of that compassion, of that grace, of that energy, of it's going to be okay. You're not in this alone. And so meeting people where they are is such an important thing. It's tiny. It's not a big deal. It's not something you have to struggle to do. It really isn't. Is it always going to go well? No. No, it's not. Sometimes people don't want it. Some people can't receive it. And that's okay because that's where they are too. And you can't take it personally, and it's all right. And you let it go because the next person can't receive it. And you have to go into it knowing that some people can't receive it. But it doesn't make them any less deserving of getting it. They probably need it more than their last person. You don't know that in the quiet of the night, that night, they're not going to lay there and go, man, that person was really nice to me today, and I was a total to them. Insert word there. I wish I would have been a little nicer. And maybe they won't. Maybe they'll think that a year from now or 2 years from now, or maybe they won't even remember it. But you still did it. And you know in your heart that it was the right thing to do. And this is how we get better. This is how we get better as a human race. This is how we get better on this planet. This is how we improve our lives. And that's what's important, is that every day we get better. We improve our lives, which helps improve other people's lives. We're modeling the behavior that we want our children and our grandchildren to model. We're modeling what we want our lives and our world to look like. This is what we want our world to literally evolve into, where we're all seeing each other as human beings. So try your best. Try your best to meet people where they are and understand that they just are who they are. We're all just human beings. We're all just trying to make it to the next day. And we're all just trying to do it in the best way possible. So much love to you guys. I hope you enjoy this message. And if it even means anything to one single person, please like this video. It really means the world to me. Thank you.